Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul. His attorney tells CNN that he is currently being processed. The charges are unclear as of this moment.
Be sued, and I say will be because nothing has been filed yet, by at least 120 people in the next 30 days. So
the Combs family is no stranger to controversy, but the latest allegations against King Combs, the 26-year-old son of scene Diddy Combs, have taken the internet by storm, sparking debates and whispers of an imminent arrest. The lawsuit filed against him by Grace O'Marcaigh is not just a legal proceeding. It's a bombshell that threatens to dismantle the carefully curated image of Diddy's family. The allegations are shocking, the details unsettling, and the implications enormous. With King Combs now facing accusations of physical aggression, misconduct, and severe emotional harm, many are asking the same question. Has the younger Combs inherited the same destructive tendencies that have placed his father at the center of a firestorm?
Diddy, if you're just joining us here, was just arrested and taken into federal custody in New York tonight. Sources tell TMZ Homeland Security swooped into a Midtown hotel late Monday where Diddy was staying, and they arrested him.
It all started with what was supposed to be an idyllic day on the water. Grace O'Marcaigh, a seasoned professional in the luxury yachting industry, joined the crew of a yacht chartered by Diddy in July 2022. The event was marketed as a family-friendly excursion, but according to her lawsuit, it was anything but. Grace described the scene as chaotic, filled with behavior that made her deeply uncomfortable, and claimed that the wholesome image presented beforehand was a facade. She alleged that the environment quickly devolved into something much darker, with guests behaving in ways one might only expect at the most outlandish, unrestricted gatherings. She and her fellow crew members weren't just there to work. They were allegedly thrust into a setting that became increasingly unsafe. Grace's lawsuit paints a grim picture of King Combs' behavior that night. According to her, he took an inappropriate interest in her as she worked, making her uncomfortable from the outset. She claimed he pressured her to drink, and when she tried to refuse, things escalated. In her account, King allegedly grabbed her arm with force, preventing her from leaving the area. She described this moment as the beginning of a horrifying ordeal, one that still haunts her to this day. What started as unwanted attention allegedly turned into outright intimidation, as she stated that her repeated requests to leave were ignored. Instead, she claimed she was coerced into consuming more drinks, which she suspected had been tampered with.
It's incredible. And, it brings into context our whole system of innocent till proven guilty. Why is he not being given bond? And, we could debate that all day long. Of all people that's unlikely to flee or get away, well, he's got the resources to flee, but he's so recognizable. And isn't he innocent till proven guilty? Well, yeah, but, we have to recognize there are degrees of innocent till proven guilty.
One of the most harrowing details in Grace's account is what she says happened next. According to her, King cornered her in a private room, cutting off her ability to escape. It was in this isolated space that she alleged he became even more aggressive. However, before the situation could escalate further, another individual entered the room, providing Grace with the opportunity to get away. But the damage, she said, was already done. Not just physically, but emotionally. The fallout from that night, according to Grace, has been catastrophic. She claimed that the incident derailed her career in the yachting industry, a profession she had been dedicated to since 2018. She alleged that she was left with visible bruises and deep emotional scars, which contributed to the breakdown of her long-term relationship. Her partner, she said, struggled to cope after witnessing the toll the alleged assault took on her, both mentally and physically. The loss of her relationship was just one of many ripple effects. Grace stated that her mental health deteriorated to the point where she needed intensive therapy. She even claimed that her ability to participate in her sister's wedding, a role she had been preparing for with excitement, was almost completely diminished due to her deep depression.
Diddy's mom has finally spoken out amidst everything that is happening right now. Janice Small Combs provided a statement to some outlets via her attorney. So she starts off by saying it's very heartbreaking to see her son judged not for the truth, but for a narrative created out of lies.
As the details of Grace's allegations began emerging earlier this year, the Combs family's legal team wasted no time in attempting to discredit her claims. Aaron Dyer, the lawyer representing both King and Diddy, released a statement calling the lawsuit meritless and part of a supposed pattern of fabricated lawsuits brought forward by Grace's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn. Dyer didn't hold back, accusing Blackburn of filing cases not for justice, but for publicity, and to pressure high-profile individuals into quick settlements. He referenced a recent reprimand Blackburn received from a federal judge who had criticized the lawyer for allegedly using the court system to generate media attention and embarrass defendants with salacious accusations.
Diddy would be throwing all his celebrity mates under the bus.
I mean, that could potentially be coming when it's time for court and when it's time for him to testify. But what we're seeing right now is how important public relations really are to Sean Combs. He's desperately trying to control the narrative behind bars, allowing his attorneys to do documentaries.
But the public isn't so quick to dismiss Grace's story. Many have pointed out the parallels between the allegations against King Combs and the long history of accusations against his father. Diddy, once hailed as a music industry titan, is now embroiled in his own legal battles, facing federal charges that include misconduct, exploitation, and other shocking crimes. The shadow of these charges looms large over his family, and King's lawsuit only seems to reinforce the perception that the Combs dynasty is built on shaky moral ground. Legal experts have started weighing in, speculating that the lawsuit against King could be just the beginning. Some believe that the case might reveal a pattern of behavior, not just within King's own life, but within the broader culture of excess and entitlement that allegedly surrounds the Combs family. If the allegations are proven true, it could mark a turning point in how the public perceives this once celebrated family.
I'm here today just to tell the truth, so hopefully we can get down to the bottom of this. I'm 100%, the charges against me are 100% false, and hopefully due to time, we'll start to see that.
Adding fuel to the fire are the rumors swirling around Diddy's attempts to control the narrative. Insiders have hinted that Diddy has been working behind the scenes to shield his son from the fallout of this lawsuit, allegedly going as far as influencing witnesses and attempting to suppress damaging evidence. While these rumors remain unverified, they echo the same accusations Diddy himself is currently facing in his own legal battles. The idea that the family patriarch might be coaching his son on how to navigate a similar crisis only deepens the public skepticism about the Combs family's integrity. As for King Combs, he has remained tight-lipped about the allegations, choosing instead to let his lawyers handle the public response. But his silence hasn't stopped the whispers. Speculation about his next move is rampant, with some insiders suggesting that he might attempt to settle the case out of court to avoid further damage to his reputation. Others, however, believe that King, like his father, will choose to fight the allegations head-on, potentially dragging the case into a lengthy and public legal battle.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood, but one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
The timing of this lawsuit couldn't be worse for the Combs family. With Diddy already behind bars and awaiting trial, the family's reputation is under intense scrutiny. King's legal troubles only add to the narrative of a family in crisis, struggling to maintain their empire in the face of mounting accusations. The parallels between father and son are undeniable, and many are beginning to wonder whether King's behavior is a reflection of the environment in which he was raised. Is this a case of history repeating itself, or is King simply a scapegoat in a larger drama that extends beyond his control? The lawsuit has also reignited discussions about power dynamics and accountability in the world of the wealthy and influential. Grace's story is a stark reminder of how those in positions of power can allegedly exploit those who work for them, often leaving lasting scars on their victims. Her courage in coming forward has been praised by advocates who see her case as part of a larger movement demanding accountability from the rich and famous. But it has also made her a target for skepticism and criticism, with detractors questioning her motives and the timing of her lawsuit.
It seems to me that with all the money he has and all the resources he has, they couldn't craft some solution that lets him be under some form of house arrest. And again, it sounds like special treatment, but the truth of the matter is, to incarcerate somebody like him is expensive to all of us. We're taxpayers. And he's got to have unique situations. You can't put him in general population where, everyone wants a piece of him and everyone wants to be his friend and everyone. So
as the legal drama unfolds, one thing is clear. The Combs family is at a crossroads. The allegations against King Combs are not just a personal crisis. They are a reflection of a larger narrative that threatens to engulf the entire family. For years, Diddy and his children have cultivated an image of success, resilience, and unity. Now, that image is under siege, and the cracks are beginning to show. The question is, how far will they go to protect their legacy, and at what cost? The next few weeks will be crucial in determining the outcome of this case. Will King Combs face arrest, as some insiders predict? Will Grace's story hold up under legal scrutiny, or will it be dismissed as yet another sensationalized claim against a wealthy and powerful family? And what impact will this have on Diddy's own legal battles as he fights to clear his name while his son faces allegations eerily similar to his own?
Yo, Diddy sons, y'all need to leave LA. Y'all need to go to Utah or somewhere. Go somewhere and hide until your daddy get these legal problems over. Well, yeah, y'all be all right. Because 2 of y'all going to be in jail by Christmas as well. Definitely you, Christian. Because you think you too tough.
The answers to these questions remain uncertain. But one thing is for sure, the Combs family's troubles are far from over. The spotlight is now firmly on King Combs, and the world is watching to see how he and his family responds to the mounting pressure. Will they weather the storm, or will this be the beginning of the end for one of hip-hop's most iconic dynasties? Only time will tell, but for now, the drama continues to unfold with no resolution in sight. The Combs family, once seen as an untouchable dynasty in the entertainment world, now finds itself at the center of a scandal that threatens not just their reputation, but the very foundation of their empire. Diddy's arrest and legal troubles might have been the initial earthquake, but the lawsuit against his son, King Combs, feels like the aftershock that could bring the entire house down. With allegations swirling, lawsuits piling up, and insiders whispering about what really goes on behind the scenes, it's becoming increasingly clear that this isn't just a story about one family member's mistakes. It's about a legacy that appears to be crumbling under the weight of its secrets.
So yesterday, Monday, Diddy celebrated his 55th birthday, but this year was a lot different. It was no Diddy parties. It was none of that. None of that stuff. Well, happily so, I guess, right now. But anyway, so this is his first birthday behind bars.
At the heart of it all is the growing perception that the Combs family empire, built on music, fashion, and branding, was also fueled by darker, more troubling practices. Diddy's current legal situation is a massive cloud hanging over everything. Facing federal charges related to racketeering and exploitation, he is accused of orchestrating elaborate schemes involving power, control, and manipulation. But as the spotlight intensifies on Diddy, the revelations about his family's alleged behavior are drawing just as much attention. King Combs' legal troubles are starting to look less like an isolated incident and more like part of a pattern, one that raises serious questions about how the family operates behind closed doors. The timing of King Combs' lawsuit couldn't be worse. As Diddy sits in a Brooklyn detention facility awaiting trial, the allegations against his son have only added to the growing perception that there's a culture of recklessness and entitlement within the family that's finally catching up with them. While Diddy's legal team fights to defend him, rumors are swirling about how far he'll go to protect his children, especially King, who many consider his heir apparent in both the music and business worlds. Insiders allege that Diddy has been pulling strings from behind bars, using his influence to suppress evidence, pressure witnesses, and even coach King on how to navigate the mounting accusations.
If they did in fact occur, their argument is more than likely going to be that this activity was consensual, that this person was a willing participant, and not only that, but that these individuals assumed the risk of being present at those parties, of engaging and voluntarily engaging in conduct and being in those spaces, consuming alcohol, and things of that nature.
But if you think Diddy's legal troubles are limited to his own case, think again. The lawsuit against King Combs has opened Pandora's box, igniting speculation about the broader implications for the Combs family's future. Grace O'Marcaid's allegations aren't just about one night on a yacht. They're about the power dynamics that have allegedly existed for years within the Combs empire. According to some sources, Grace's lawsuit could pave the way for others to come forward with similar stories, potentially creating a domino effect of legal and public relations nightmares for the family. And while Diddy's legal team has been quick to dismiss Grace's claims as manufactured lies, the public isn't so easily convinced. Adding to the drama are the whispers about Diddy's attempts to control the narrative from his jail cell. According to leaked information, Diddy has allegedly been communicating with close allies and family members, advising them on how to handle the growing storm. One particularly controversial rumor involves a supposed phone call between Diddy and King, during which Diddy reportedly used coded language to instruct his son to clean up any remaining evidence connected to the allegations. While the authenticity of the call has been debated, some claim it's an AI fabrication. It has nonetheless fueled speculation that Diddy is far from powerless, even while incarcerated.
Hey, real quickly, all that commissary stuff, he's not getting any of that because people in the SHU have an abbreviated list. So he's out of luck. No stake for him. Yeah, he is on suicide watch. This guy thought he would have went home. All of a sudden, he didn't get bond. Remember, the first night that he was there, he was like an over...
The fallout from the allegations against King Combs is already being felt across the family's business ventures. Diddy's sprawling empire, which includes everything from his music label to his luxury clothing line and spirits brand, is reportedly facing significant challenges as a result of the ongoing scandals. Industry insiders have noted that several of Diddy's business partners are quietly distancing themselves from the brand, worried about the potential backlash. Even longtime collaborators are said to be reconsidering their ties to the Combs family, fearing that the negative press could tarnish their own reputations. And then there's the question of public perception. For years, the Combs family cultivated an image of success, resilience, and unity. They were the ultimate example of a family that had it all: wealth, fame, and influence. But the recent string of allegations has shattered that image, revealing a much darker reality. Fans who once idolized Diddy and his children are now questioning whether the family's success came at the expense of others. Social media has been ablaze with conversations about the Combs family, with many users expressing disappointment and anger over the allegations. Hashtags related to the lawsuits have trended multiple times, with thousands of people weighing in on the unfolding drama.
Now, to the latest on the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs. This one has so many people talking. The disgraced music mogul facing federal racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking charges. Both the prosecution and defense teams are set to discuss the next phase of action following the indictment, as investigators work to determine potential co-conspirators. But how exactly did we get here?
One of the most striking aspects of the Combs family's current predicament is the stark contrast between their public personas and the allegations being made against them. On the surface, King Combs is the picture of a rising star, charming, talented, and poised to carry on his father's legacy. But Grace's lawsuit paints a very different picture, one of entitlement and abuse of power. This disconnect between image and reality has left many fans grappling with the question: how much of what we see is real, and how much is a carefully constructed facade? As the legal battles rage on, the cracks in the Combs family's united front are starting to show. While Diddy's children have publicly rallied around their father, posting messages of support on social media, insiders suggest that tensions are running high behind the scenes. There are rumors of disagreements about how to handle the growing scandal, with some family members reportedly pushing for a more aggressive defense strategy, while others advocate for keeping a low profile. These internal divisions, if true, could further complicate an already precarious situation.
What prosecutors were arguing is not only does your client pose a flight risk, because obviously he's incredibly wealthy, has access to planes and a lot of staff, even though you said he turned over his passport to you months ago. They were also worried about him being able to interfere with witnesses and calling them.
The Combs family's troubles have also sparked a broader conversation about accountability in the entertainment industry. Critics argue that the allegations against Diddy and King Combs are emblematic of a larger problem, one in which powerful figures are able to act with impunity, shielded by their wealth and influence. Grace O'Marcaille's decision to come forward has been hailed as a courageous act, inspiring others to speak out against misconduct in the industry. But it has also drawn attention to the immense challenges faced by those who dare to go up against powerful families like the Combs dynasty. For Diddy, the stakes couldn't be higher. His trial, set to begin in May 2025, is expected to be one of the most high-profile cases in recent memory. If convicted, he faces the possibility of spending decades behind bars, a prospect that would not only end his career, but also have far-reaching implications for his family's future. And while Diddy has maintained his innocence, insisting that the allegations against him are baseless, the sheer number of lawsuits and accusations has made it increasingly difficult for him to control the narrative.
In the public realm, this is very significant, just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall to go from, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds. So to go from living in those mansions to being in a jail cell right now, I think it really underscores the magnitude of what he's facing and the weight of the federal government.
As for King Combs, his legal battle is just beginning. If the lawsuit proceeds, it could bring even more damaging revelations to light, potentially implicating other members of the Combs family or their inner circle. And with the public already scrutinizing every move the family makes, the pressure to address the allegations head-on is mounting. But whether King will choose to fight the lawsuit in court or seek a private settlement remains to be seen. The Combs family situation is a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power and privilege. For years, they seemed untouchable, their influence extending far beyond the music industry. But now, as the allegations pile up and the legal battles intensify, it's clear that even the most powerful families are not immune to accountability. The question is, will the Combs dynasty survive this storm, or is this the beginning of the end for one of hip-hop's most iconic families?
Everybody familiar with the old Houdini? So what Diddy's lawyers are trying to do is pull a Houdini. They're trying to say that the evidence that they have is different. Well, it's not different. The video that the entire world has seen is not going to go away. The fact that he had parties that were freak-offs is not going away. So it's just a question of whether or not Diddy is able to make bond.
As the world watches this drama unfold, one thing is certain. The Combs family story is far from over. With Diddy's trial looming, King Combs' lawsuit gaining traction, and new allegations emerging seemingly every week, the saga shows no signs of slowing down. And while the Combs family fights to protect their legacy, the public is left to wonder what other secrets might come to light, and how much longer can the family maintain their carefully constructed image. Leave your comments below and let us know what you think about these shocking revelations. Until next time, stay tuned for more jaw-dropping celebrity gossip.